Welcome back to W.P.M with Max, aka Wolf Pussy Monologues podcast. Get ready for some shit and shenanigans from the CEO of the Unicorn Division, our leader of the Wolfden Pack, the maniac behind the mic, the one and only Max. Broadcasting internationally from our lovely private studio in the city of Los Angeles. We thank each of our listeners around the globe for joining the shit show, and we sincerely hope you enjoyed today's episode.
Hey, yo, what up, what it is? We back on it. Can you dig it? Where the hell you been? Welcome to another episode of W.P.M with Max podcast. I'm your host, Max. So glad to be back on the mic one more time with all my Wolfpack friends. Hope you had a great week. Hope you're feeling all right. Because we still on this Janky June, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not mad. I'm not sad. Damn sure ain't glad, though. So I'm just going to, look, June, it's going to be a little deep. It's going to make you feel a certain kind of way. But it's okay. July coming. Probably make you laugh again. But June, we serious. We serious in the Wolf Den. We doing it like that. Today we talking about hidden murderers. Point, yes. We cutting the motherfucking light on. You know what I'm talking about? We bug zapping motherfuckers. You know what I'm talking about? We doing, yes. That's how we doing it in the motherfucking Wolf Den. You know what I'm saying? Buckle up. That's what it is. My shit still keep going out around this motherfucker. What the hell that's about, but anywho, we gonna keep lighting the joint and keep talking that shit. You know what I'm saying? Hidden murderers, though. I bet you wondering, what the fuck? Yeah. June's episodes are gonna follow a certain type of they're gonna follow each other a little bit, okay? They're gonna flow. And then at the end, I got something special for you. Got a little break. But right now, pull out the strong liquor. You need a spirit. You can't do wine with this. You need a spirit, okay? Look at here. I was sitting here thinking, chilling and thinking and chilling, smoking and drinking. You know how we do. And I was, you know what? And look, please don't take no offense to what the fuck I'm about to say. And you already know when the motherfuckers say that, they about to say some fucked up shit. But don't take offense. Just hear me out, okay? Just hear me out. Y'all been riding with me this long. I appreciate it. Just hear me out. Who the fuck was sitting around and said, I need some motherfuckers who won't fight back for cheap labor? Anyone? Because basically, that's how slavery emerged. You know what I'm saying? It came from the demand for cheap labor in the Americanas, okay? Particularly on the plantations. So, being that this transatlantic slave trade began in the 16th centuries, we saw millions of Africans forcibly transported to the Americanas, okay? Now, resistance to slavery was widespread, right? It often took forms other than just open rebellion due to the slaveholders' control over resources and the high risk associated with the uprisings. So as I was wondering, is nobody fighting back? I mean, is the automatic response to a motherfucker that's coming multiple times? Now, it wasn't like they came one time and there's got some motherfuckers that was slipping on the beach and then never came back. No, it was like they kept getting them. They kept going to get folks. Shit. And I'm just like, well, how many motherfuckers had guns on the op side? You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems to me that you motherfuckers was severely outnumbered. So, like how the fuck, after the first or even the second load of kidnapping, y'all wasn't waiting on the shores ready for these motherfuckers? Like, it's just really, really it's lack of resistance. The lack of resistance is like, okay, I get it. Maybe scared first few times, whatever. And then to know that it seems like the number of people that were kidnapped and put into slavery and bondage, was that the same number y'all killed? Or I mean, because a lot of motherfuckers died fighting like, hell no, I ain't going. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? There was some that's just like, what the fuck you mean? I'm finna go do what? You finna do what? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was like hell no, and they met, their end. I'm just so confused. I don't want to go back to see for myself. I'm just really confused. You know what I mean? On how the enslavement of Africans was often justified by racist ideologies that portrayed them as inferior, thus justifying their exploitation. So you mean to tell me, let me wipe this shit up, cause you mean to tell me that motherfucker said, you know what? They ain't shit. We finna take them, keep them under our foot. What kind of audactic behavior, you know what I'm saying, even stems this? Because the really crazy part about slavery is, now I keep reading about this quote unquote power imbalance that was going on in those, in that era, that led to a lot of people just, falling in suit to this shit, and I'm just like, what the fuck? It seems like every so many years since the history of niggerdom, you know what I'm saying? Because this is what the fuck this shit is, some nigga shit. Yeah, I said it. It is. Because since creation, okay, let's take it all the way the fuck back before Hitler, before slavery, before all the fuckery and buffoonery that humans have done because they're human and stupid. Let's take it all the way the fuck back, right? Just for a moment. Okay, we got the two motherfuckers. This is how the story go. We got two motherfuckers. We got some animals and we got some fruit shit, and we got talking snakes. Okay, boom. Get past that bullshit. Motherfuckers fuck up. Yada yada yada. We move a little forward and shit here. Mind you, who the fuck you think built the pyramids? Right? Fucking slaves. So it wasn't like they went and grabbed a bunch of Africans and shit. They enslaved their own motherfucking people. So you mean to tell me it's inhumans to enslave who they feel are weaker than them, from history down to history down to history? I'm wondering, was slavery part of the sin package that old girl bit into, and boom, this part of the sin package. So yeah, now we got enslavement. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't kingdoms. It wasn't nothing happening in the Garden of Eden. It's all patterned, you know what I'm saying, to, okay, now we got some type of government, some type of law, some type of order, structure, yada, yada, yada. This person is royalty, so they're over everybody else that's not royalty, and you're down here and we're up here. So because you're down here, you got to work for us. And it's just like, wow. So this has been the beginning of time type shit. Slavery has been embedded in the history of fucking humans. So in the history of humans, we got slavery that has transcended much longer than 400 motherfucking years. Interesting. But we only talk about, I guess the last one. We want to say that. We don't talk about the last one. But we don't focus on the other countries and civilizations that still base their whole get down on the premise of needing slaves. Yeah. Let that marinate. Let it marinate. Because when you think about it, all the motherfucking tribes in Africa and shit where they was docking them boats wasn't kidnapped. You know what I'm saying? All of them wasn't like, we just gonna go, oh, you got guns. It was a few of them tribes, I don't want to call like them white hoes, but them motherfucking Caucasians up the Caucasus Mountains. You understand me? Because that's who came. You know what I'm saying? And whoever else, because motherfuckers, it kills me. I'm going to jump real quick. It kills me that when you talk about slavery, it's almost like African Americans have no other history before slavery. We weren't regal. We weren't, you know what I'm saying, kings and queens. We didn't have shit. It's just, we resisted. We, you know what I'm saying, we came out of Babylon and we went into slavery. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just like, you do realize there were people that were travelers and explorers that were black and they weren't slaves. They were free. Yeah. Just want to put that in there because I'm just like, why the fuck you focus on the most fucked up part of somebody's history? Drill it in, make movies, theater, art, all this shit to exploit this time in the person's, in the human's history and expect them to be able to mentally rise above that shit. Good luck with that. So then we have the people that, you know, as the textbooks say, stood back, fought back in their ways, you know, Harriet Tubman. But imagine if they had caught her. Ooh, it wasn't even been the whipping. They getting letting them bad. Sojourner Truth, you know what I'm saying? Frederick Douglass, William Lloyd Garrison, Harriet Beecher Stowe, John Brown. I mean, Abe Lincoln. I mean, there were people that didn't die like bad, you know, horrific, you know what I mean? Like how the runaways and stuff was getting murdered. There are people that made it through, but I'm just confused as a motherfucker how an entire nation, I mean, millions, it's one thing to have a set of people and they keep repopulating in that area and you not taking nobody else, but you going to get bunches of folks just by the boatloads, packing them in like sardines. You know what I'm talking about? But you didn't get all the tribes. Everybody didn't go. Everybody wasn't able to be fucking taken possession of. It's the ultimate bullying. Ultimate bullying. Preying on unarmed, peaceful people. That is so fucking sad. So sad. And I'm very, very glad that there were some tribes, though I wish it could have been all, but I'm glad there was some tribes that you couldn't fuck with. You couldn't do nothing but attempt to try to trade with them or some kind of peaceful situation, but you couldn't overtake their nation. Hidden motherfucking murderers. I ain't gonna sit up here and say, man, if I was blowing back then, I would have what. Don't know. You know what I'm saying? All I could do is hope that I would have been born into one of them tribes you couldn't F with. You know what I'm saying? That's all I could have hoped. But I just don't understand. I just don't understand. I don't want to. It just seems ridiculous that whole human history is birthed with slavery in tow. So how the fuck you think slavery is going to be removed from human existence? That's pretty much what the majority knows. Janky motherfucking June. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all stay safe, stay out the way, stay out them streets. Next week on the board for Janky June, we gonna talk about 400 what? Yeah, that's what we gonna get into. That's what we gonna get into. Please tune in for that. Remember, we do have merch. We have merch. Check the link in our bio on our Instagram at W.P.M with Mags. Website with Pussy Monologues Podcast. And yeah. YouTube, Spotify, iHeart, all that. Check it out. Thank you for rocking and rolling with me. Love, peace, and hair grease. W.P.M with Mags. Out.